Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Parashas Bo Yud Shvat, the yahrzeit of the previous Rebbe, the day the Rebbe accepted leadership. And we're in the 13th chapter, like we said in previous years. The previous Rebbe penned a mimer to be given out on the day of his passing, which was the yahrzeit also of his grandmother, the Rebbe Rivka, that has 20 chapters of a collection of mimarim. And the Rebbe each year would explain one of the chapters, and that was like the mission statement of the year. It's a very interesting parak this year. And also the Farbrengen of the 13th year, which was Tafshin Chav Gimel 1963, is also extremely powerful Farbrengen with a lot of deep ideas connected to the chapter of this year. And just to share a few of them, but we'll start with the idea of boy. And the Rebbe said in actually 1992, the Rebbe asked the question brought down by the Zohar, that the language boy al pari means come to pari. And that's a strange language. It should have said go to pari. And God was telling Moshe to go to pari. And we know Moshe Rabbeinu has seen Pari many times, but there was something about this interaction that scared Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe Rabbeinu, it says, brought down the Zohar that he was scared, like we say in the Haftorah of last week's Parsha, that Tanin HaGodol, Pari is the great serpent in the Nile River. And we know that everything that's in this world also has a root in the world, in the higher worlds. And the higher worlds, Pari is a tremendous level of revelation. The word Pari means to break through, like to explain everything, to reveal everything. And Moshe Rabbeinu felt limited in his capacity to take in the great light of Pari in the spiritual sense, and because of that, Pari is a very powerful force in the evil sense, the way he came down manifest in this world. So either way, he had a very strong fear to enter into Pari. And Hashem tells Moshe, Boy al Pari, come, we're going to go together. You and I together, we're going to go to Pari, and we're going to, because the purpose of every revelation is for a Jew to make a dir b'tachtonim, is for us to make a dwelling place. There's no concept of revelation in this world that's not connected with our avoid of basi lagani, making this place a resting place for Hashem, making this place a garden for Hashem to feel comfortable in the world of this space, in the place that we live in. And therefore, if there's a revelation, it's for the Jewish people, Moshe Rabbeinu and the Jewish people, to tap into that energy and make this a resting place for Hashem. And that's really the parak of this year. The parak of this year talks about, the Rebbe says it's really leading up to the description of what is the oitzer, what is the great treasure that's been given to the soldiers to be able to accomplish making this place a dwelling place for Hashem. And in order to understand the greatness of the treasure, we have to understand first the different levels of godliness, of revelation, really reflected within ourselves, so to say, how low we could go. The Rebbe describes that the Pari at a low level, that he gets all the blessings from Yaakov, which is actually his force of power, that the Nile rises to him. And he uses it as a way, instead of acknowledging and being thankful, he actually uses it as a way of manipulation to manipulate the people, that he is himself a God, I have my own energy. And sometimes that reflects also in ourselves, in our own individual avodas, where we think we could accomplish everything, we're the reason why we're successful, and we're hard on ourselves if we go through something challenging, we could have done better. And even within Torah mitzvahs, we're always looking in a mirror to see ourselves. And the idea is that in a place that could be so low, where we could be so distant from Hashem, we have to bring revelation. And the power to do that is that we have to know Boy al Pari. God says, come with me. Because even in challenging times, even in times that we feel that we don't have the strength, Hashem is going with us, and He says that even in these situations we could reveal light. Like the Rebbe, I want to finish off another word the Rebbe says. He talks about the Yitzis Mitzrayim. We know the greatness of the woman. That when Amram leaves Yocheved, so Miriam is the one who tells Amram, "What are you doing? What you're doing is worse than what Pari is doing." And the Rebbe said that that's the power of the woman. The woman, when the woman sees a challenge, and see sometimes difficult times, whether it's times of Mitzrayim, where they say throw the boys in the Nile, they say we're not going to throw the boys in the Nile, like Yocheved and Miriam didn't do. And then when you want to say, well, if we're not going to throw the kids in the Nile, so we might as well not have children, says no, we're going to have children. We're not going to be okay with the decree one way or the other. We're going to have children, and we're going to figure out a way to raise them as Jewish children in difficult times. And so too in good times, when we live in a time of prosperity, of wealth, and we feel that the Nile is calling us and says, well, we have to be like this in order to continue with this wealth and to take advantage of good times for the Jewish people. Maybe we have to conform. So it's the strength of the Jewish woman that says, we're not going to leave the world, we're going to live in this world, but we're going to do it in a way of focusing in the low places. We're going to bring revelation. Boy al Pari, Hashem comes with us in every situation, in every challenge, in every fear that we have. We come with the power of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, because He enables us to make this place a garden for Hashem. Basi Lagani, may this be the year that we actually come and we bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu down, like in the days of the Mishkan, to his revelation should be in a way that is the Shakin Shemai here in this world, and we zeicha the coming of Mashiach b'karv mamash. Good Shabbos.